Good evening, students. In the last class we have discussed some of the properties of the random processes. From the random processes we have chosen some random variables at some instant of times, and based on that instant of times we will add the random variables. For that random variables and the random process, we have studied some statistical properties of the random processes. So mean we have discussed in the last class. Mean is nothing but it is the average of the random process. X of t is equals to the expected value of the random process, that is x bar of t is equals to the mean of x of t is nothing but integral minus infinity to plus infinity x into, and it is a distribution function fx of x at the one particular instant of time t with respect to the dx. It is the mean of the random process. Statistical properties, in which we will be discussing the three: mean and the autocorrelation and the cross correlation. Mean is nothing but it is the average of the random process, and we will be studying the random process with respect to the continuous time, so that intervals we have been taking, that is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Autocorrelation, that means what? We will be having one random process in which we will be choosing the two random variables at the two instant of times, so that with the joint density functions we have the fx of x1 comma x2 at the instant of times x1 t1 and t2. Then the cross correlation of these two random variables which are chosen at the t1 and t2 are called the autocorrelation, because it is a correlation between the two random variables in the same random process, that is x of t. That is the correlation xx of t1 comma t2 is nothing but it is a autocorrelation E of x1 x2 is equals to E of x of t1 and t2 x of t2. We know the x of t is nothing but it is a mean only. X of t is nothing but a mean only. In this equation we have to substitute the t1 x of t and x of t1 and x of t2, so that we will be having here autocorrelation E of x of t1 x of t2, and it is given by, and rxx of t1 t2 is equals to integral minus infinity to plus infinity double integration, because we will be going with the two random variables at the two different instant of time, so that it is x1 x2. Here in place of x we will be having x1 x2, and it is a density function. It is given as the density function is given as fx of x1 x2 at the time instant t1 and t2 with respect to the dx1 and dx2. We can have that is autocorrelation. Next one is a cross correlation, is nothing but we will be having the two different random processes. From the two different random processes we will be choosing the two different random variables, and such that the correlation between them is nothing but it is a cross correlation. Here we will be choosing the two random variables x and y, and so that it is now integral minus infinity to plus infinity. Earlier both are x only, because both are belonging to the same random process, but here the two are from the two different random processes, so that it will be called as a cross correlation. The point here we have to remember that if the random variables are chosen in the same random process, that is called autocorrelation. If the random variables are chosen from the two different random processes, that is called autocorrelation. In this class I am going to talk about the stationary processes. In the last class I have explained the stationary processes. That means in the random processes of two different random variables at the two different instant of times, if the properties are same, that is called stationary processes. If the properties are changes with respect to the various instant of times, that is called non-stationary processes. Already we have discussed this one though, so that I am going with the definition of this one. A random process is said to be stationary if all the statistic properties, which includes the mean, autocorrelation and cross correlation, which such as mean, movement, variance, etc., do not change with the time, then that is called a stationary process. The stationary which depends on the density functions has the different levels of order. So we know that density functions are having the different order, so that the stationary is also depends on the levels of the density function. So that here the point is noted here, stationary process is nothing but when we choose a random, when we choose a two different random variables from a random process at the two different instant of times, if both the random variables are having the same statistical properties, then that process is named as stationary processes. These stationary processes depends upon the density function, depends upon the density functions with respective their levels of order, so that I am going with the first order stationary process. A random process is said to be stationary to order 1 or the first order stationary if its first order density function does not change with the time or shift in the time value. If x of t is a first order stationary function, that means what? We will be having x of t, it is a random process at the first order stationary process, then it can dependent, that means what? Fx of x1, fx, this is a density function of x1 at t1 is equals to fx of x1, that will not change even the time changes. That means what? Here the random variable is chosen, that is x1, and at the time t1, if the time is shifted by the delta t, that delta t may be positive or negative, so that if the time changes also there is no statistical properties changes, so that it is called as first order stationary process for any time t1, where delta is a time shift in the time value. That means what? That may be positive or negative, so that we can convert this equation into two more equation. Fx of x comma t1 is equals to fx of x1 t1 plus t or t1 minus t, and even with the change in the shift in the time also, that the density function is not going to be changed. That means, in other words, we can say that the statistical properties are going to be constant even if there is a time shift in the density function also. That is called as first order stationary process. Therefore, the condition for the process to be a first order stationary random process is that its mean value must be constant. Its mean value must be constant at any instant of time. That means what? Even the time changes also, mean must be constant for the first order stationary process, so that it is called first order stationary process. Next we will be going with the second order stationary process. That means from the random process we will be choosing the two random variables. Now a random process is said to be a stationary order 2 or second order stationary if its second order giant density function does not change with time or shift in its time value. That means what? It is having the giant density function fx of x1 comma x2, which are chosen at the two distinct values of t1 and t2, so that it is given as fx of x1 x2 if the t is shifted to t1 plus delta t and the t2 is shifted to t2 plus delta t. The delta t may be positive or negative. That means what? Even there is a shift in the time, instance, the density function is not changing, that is going to be constant, and this stationary process is named as second order stationary process. That means what? You have to remember, the point is that in case of stationary process, that even we choose the two different random variables from the same random process at the different time intervals, the mean, variance and all the remaining properties are going to be constant, then that is named as it is a stationary process. In the first order process, we will be choosing one random variable and at one particular time. If the time shift is also shift, the time shifts also, if the time will shift to the positive or negative, or if the time shift the left side or the right side also, the mean is going to be constant. That is called as first order stationary process. In second order stationary process, we can choose the two random variables, that is x1 comma x2 at the two time instance, that is t1 and t2. If there is a time shift in t1 and t2, then even with the time shift t1 and t2, if the density function, joint density function is not changed, it does not change, then that is called as it is a second order stationary process. See this one here, fx of x1, x2 and which are chosen at the time instant and t2, t1 and t2. Due to the time shift, the density function has written fx of x1 comma x2. There is a time shift and now the time is only shifted, density function remains same, that mean remains same only, so that it is named as it is the second order stationary process. Here we should note down that the delta is a time shift. It is a function of time difference. It is a function of time difference t2 and t1 and not absolute time t. Note that the second order stationary process is also a first order stationary process, because if we consider fx of x1 and it is fx of x1 at t1, here fx of x1 at t1 plus delta t, that is called first order stationary process only. It is a combination of two first order stationary process. The condition for the process to be second order stationary, that is its autocorrelation should depends only one time difference and not on the absolute time difference. That means what? Here the condition for the second order stationary process is that autocorrelation should depend only on time difference. Autocorrelation must depends on only time differences and not on the absolute time. Here we can have t1 is selected, x1 is selected at t1 time, x2 is selected at the t2 time, so that the time difference is about t2 minus t1, so that we can have the autocorrelation rx x of t1 comma t1 comma t2 is nothing but here the general formula for the autocorrelation is nothing but what? Rx of x t1 t2, and it is nothing but e of x1 x of t1 x of t2. This is autocorrelation. Here now tau is nothing but t2 minus t1. You can write this one. Now the time shift we are introducing rx of x. First one remains same only, second one is shifted with the tau. Tau is nothing but it is a time difference between the two time intervals, that is t2 minus t1, so that it will be simple only e of x of t1 comma x of t1 plus t1 plus tau, and this is nothing but it is autocorrelation. We will be choosing the two random variables at the two different time instants, and that is called as autocorrelation only, and this autocorrelation should be dependent on time only, and here tau is also time only, it is a time difference, so that it is completely dependent on the time difference tau only and not on the absolute time. And the wide sense stationary process, this is also very important. Wide sense stationary process will be asked in the exam for the long answer question. If a random process x of t is a second order stationary, if a random process x of t is a second order stationary process, then it is called, if a random process x of t is a second order stationary process, this is called a wide sense stationary process or weak sense stationary process. That means other name for the second order stationary process is called, it is a wide sense stationary, that is WSS, or weak sense stationary process. However, the converse is not true. The condition for the wide sense stationary process, just now we know that or this is E of x of t is equals to x bar, that is constant, and the second two conditions are there, that is E of x of t is equals to x bar, that is a mean, and the constant, it must be a constant, and second one is this is a autocorrelation, E of x of t, x of t plus t is equals to r of x of t. This means what? This is to satisfy the two conditions, that is a first order stationary function and the second order stationary function, that will be wide sense stationary process. So that in case of joint wide sense stationary process, we will be considering the two different random process from which we will be having the joint distribution density function, that is WSS. Then the cross correlation of x of t and y of t will be and in tomorrow's class we are going to continue the session with the remaining two processes, and tomorrow's class we are going to study the statistical properties of the random processes. Thank you, students.